So I wanted to just share with you something very simple. Posted about it on my Instagram, and basically everything I would do if I needed to lose 30 pounds, which, by the way, I have lost 35 pounds at one point. It was a good experience in the sense that I can show you that it is possible, and not just tell you about something, but actually do it. And that's one of my principles is I never have any client do anything that I haven't done myself, because that's not right, in my opinion. Because there's certain things you just can't know unless you go through it. So anyways, everything I would do if I needed to lose 30 pounds, let's get right into it. Every single step. Step 1, I would get a food scale, a weight scale, and a pedometer. Okay. If you shoot me a message, I'll send you links that I would recommend personally and that I use personally. Number 2, I would download MyFitnessPal to track my calories. Number 3, I would set my calories to 180 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat, which comes out to about 1,970 calories. Okay. Now, obviously, I'll tell you a little secret. Pretty much everybody will lose fat, even if they used my numbers, because fat loss is calories required is based on size, and humans are in a pretty narrow range of size. Everybody is within a certain range of weights, so the physics of it works out to be pretty there's not a huge variance in there. So but anyways, you could Google a million different calculators online to try to find the right calorie info, or you could also just hire a coach. Okay. Number 4, I would create a meal plan that includes my favorite foods into those targets, into the calorie targets that I've set up for myself. For this, I would use the food enjoyment matrix, right? So for me, what does that look like? And remember, the food enjoyment matrix grades and categorizes foods based on two qualities. The impact on calories, so what's the calorie density, and then the amount of enjoyment that I get from that particular food. And it gives us the 4 quadrants, the first quadrant being low calorie impact and high enjoyment, which is what I want, where I want to spend all my time. So for me, that might look like I'd have 1 or 2 donuts, 3 to 5 burritos, and then like cookies at night, right? And then possibly the strength shake, which is my favorite protein shake recipe, just to balance out the protein, or to hit the protein target if needed, right? Otherwise, I'd rather just eat another burrito. So that would be mine. But I mean, you can use, I could also use my chicken tender recipe for that. I could use my enchilada recipe for that. Those are all quadrant 1 for me. Okay. And as a side note, you can move pretty much any food into quadrant 1 if you know what you're doing. Okay. Number 5, I would walk 10,000 steps daily, making a concerted effort earlier in the day. That means I don't want to have 7 o'clock roll around and I only got 1,000 steps. Okay. And there's just so many benefits to walking that, it's just like, just do it. Take 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, break it up. Like, you sitting there working for 5 hours straight, where a lot of times people are distracted more than anything. taking 10 minutes here and there, 15 minutes here and there, 30 minutes here and there is not going to detract from the quality of your work. In fact, it'll probably enhance it. Number 6, prepare 1 to 2 days worth of burritos at a time. Okay, I don't like to make a week's worth of food, because it's just a lot, and I would rather just, and I enjoy cooking. Like, I like to have a portion of my day every day to cook. It feels good to me. And that's part of where, the 3 E's of the strength method come in, where one of them is enthusiasm. Like, when you have enthusiasm about something, where you learn to cook, and now all of a sudden you're interested in it, why would you not want to do that every day? Why would you want to, shove that off once? It brings so much peace and joy to each day. One of my favorite things to do is spend time with my wife just cooking. So that's why I would personally do 1 to 2 days worth of burritos at a time. Of course, you can make a week's worth of burritos. Totally fine. I've done it. But you got to know what your unique disposition is. But like I said, there's a certain enjoyment in doing that. There's this saying called, it goes like, before the transformation, there was chopping wood and carrying water. After the transformation, there was chopping wood and carrying water. Right? Number 7, always have ingredients for burritos and the strength shake on hand. And for me, I'll probably throw in, Oreos in that as well, because those would be the cookies I eat. You just want everything there. I usually get about a week, probably 4 to 7 days worth of chicken, enough tortillas, onions, potatoes. Yes, I put potatoes in my burritos. That's the way to do it. If you have not, you're missing out. Number 8, strength train 3 to 6 times per week for 30 to 40 minutes at a time. Do it correctly. That's a whole nother topic, but long story short, focus on using maximum contraction and full range of motion on all your exercises. Okay, so you're really focusing on the language of the muscles, which is tension, and not, how much weight am I lifting, or how fast am I going? Okay. Number 9, weigh yourself every single morning. Unless you have data, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what's happening. You can't really adjust. Number 10, track every bit of food and drink that I put in my mouth using the food scale. All right? We want data so we can make adjustments. That's it. You want to be a professional. You want to take joy in your precision. That's fun for us. People who don't think that's fun and it's obsessive, if you look at their lives, they're being obsessive about dumb shit anyway. So who's to say this is obsessive? I see people waiting in line for some ridiculous ramen place for over an hour at Valley Fair, and I'm like, these are the same people that'll say, oh yeah, it's too much to track your calories, which doesn't even take that much time. It takes no time. Oh, look at how much Netflix you watch, right? But anyways, that's where I would heavily rely on phase 1 foods of the nutrition protocol of the strength method, right? Single ingredient foods, right? Chicken has 1 ingredient, chicken. And then obviously I make my own burrito. So although it has multiple ingredients, everything is easily weighed out. And then boxed and packaged foods, right? Because you can't mess that up. 1 serving size of Oreos is 3 Oreos. It's 140 calories every time. I don't even have to weigh it. I can just count it. Number 11, rinse and repeat for 3 to 6 months and get shredded. Unbelievable. Can you imagine that? You ate burritos every single day for 3 to 6 months, donuts and cookies, and you got shredded? You crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy. And guess what? That's how I lost 36 pounds back in 2016 doing that. It's not difficult, but it requires to do you do some work. But it's way more fun and sustainable than the things that everybody is doing. Like, it's crazy. Like, people will do things that are way more sucky because somehow, like, struggle is a badge of honor, and, like, that's the only way. So, I literally just gave you my step-by-step of what I would do, but you gotta take the actions, and no one can do that part. So, may the force be with you. And of course, as always, I'll tell you, like, you could do it on your own. Might take you a year, 5 years, 10 years. Or you can have me help you with it and collapse that down to 6 months. If you want my help to do it with you personally, go to applywithranbir.com. Right? And, coaching is expensive, but what's it worth to have this figured out in the next 6 months and get in the best shape of your life versus spending the rest of your life trying to figure it out? To have peace and results, to have cake and a six-pack. So that's that. And we have a lot of fun, me and the gang, and that's really the key. Like, the whole point is to have fun. So if you want to explore that, go there, applywithranbir.com. And if it makes sense and we have a good connection, then maybe we'll do it. Because that's what's important to me too. Like, I'm not gonna, like, I do not want to work with people who don't want to have fun and can't follow instruction, because there are those people. Literally, I had a girl. I don't even want to bring attention to it, so we'll just leave it out. But literally, she just told me about how her life has sucked for the last 10 years, and she gained all this weight, and she wants to lose it all, etc., and how she needs help, and blah, blah, blah. And then I messaged her back, and she's like, oh, I didn't think anybody was actually reading this. I didn't think you were a real person. And so, and then she said, like, I didn't think that you could actually help me. So I just apologize, never mind. Like, I was like, okay. This is how people think and feel. You gotta want it. And that's a simple preference. There's nothing more complicated or anything like that. It's just like, yeah, I would like that. That's it. And then we go there. Easy. Then the second option, maybe it's out of your budget. One-on-one coaching. It's expensive. I'm spending a lot of time with you, guiding you one-on-one. That's what the secret inner circle is for. $20 a month. It's nothing. Every day, dropping knowledge, dropping heat. You have access to me. You ask your questions in there. It's on Telegram. Easy option. If you want that, message me. Ranbir013@gmail.com, or find me on Instagram, ranbir.sanghera on Instagram, and I'll get you in there. A lot of those people, they send me quick little updates, and when I post stuff and ask questions, and it's all about who you're around. Start to influence, start to change how you think and feel, and start to change how you experience life. All right, that's it for me. Maybe you heard my footsteps, but I'm at 9,999 steps. I started off slow today, but as I was recording this podcast and making the post, I figured I would just take a quick walk, see if I could get to 10,000. It's easy. It's easy and fun. I got a chance to talk to you guys. Got a chance to be with you. Got my steps. Get to keep my six-pack. I'll talk to you later.